you're a guy who's currently stuck in this cycle, you're gunning down physique goals, but you find yourself time and time again constantly spending money on potentially unnecessary supplements, thinking they're going to improve your performance, get you healthier. If this is you, then listen up, because this is something I see time and time again. Guys looking to buy supplements, thinking it's going to be the godsend, thinking it's going to change everything for them. And this can be pretty concerning, because you guys who do this are vulnerable, meaning every supplement what gets released into the market appears as an essential without considering the one thing that never changes, and this is physiology. One thing you must understand, you must get your fucking head around, is supplements don't create physiology, they only amplify it. And we live in an industry today which is built off one very simple idea. Every problem we face, they have a solution for it. Low energy, take this. Poor recovery, take this. Slow fat loss, take this. Poor metabolism, take this. Muscle building, oh, you're struggling for growth, take this. You see the picture I'm trying to paint here? And the problem is, guys never stop to ask themselves, what is actually potentially limiting for me making progress, instead of buying the supplements of today? Don't get me wrong, fellas, I'm not saying supplements are a shit show. They obviously have their place. What I'm saying is, and I see this a lot, guys will buy everything and anything, hoping this will improve what they're after, whether that be growth, fat loss, metabolism, or metabolic health, you name it. And it just isn't the answer. You need to understand that any supplement can amplify physiology that already exists. I just think about it for a second. So it's not going to replace hydration, it's not going to replace calories, it's not going to replace protein, it's not going to replace minerals or even sleep. It does none of that. And this is a mistake I see you guys make time and time again. And I'm going to run through some of the mistakes. And if this is you, cool. This is great, because this will help change and rewire the way you're thinking when it comes to supplements. Example one, especially guys, when it comes to hypertrophy. Regardless how many carbs they have, they still have poor pumps. And this is because they don't have enough sodium. Sodium is needed for amino acid delivery and glucose transport. If you're eating carbohydrates, believe me, sodium needs to be at the top of the hierarchy. As calories go up, sodium must follow. Example two, vitamin D. Now most of us, especially living in the UK, will have low vitamin D. But to me, it just shows me you're disconnected from Mother Nature. The problem we see is we can't comprehend how simple this shit is, so we always look for a supplement. People always opt for vitamin D, thinking it's going to improve the vitamin D status. But I've seen this time and time again. Guys will literally take, I don't know, 50,000 IU once a week. They'll go back to the doctors, and yet the vitamin D status hasn't moved, hasn't gone up. So what does this tell us? It tells us your battery is dead, meaning something is leaking in your environment. See it like this, you've got a flower, and you put the flower in a flower pot, and it's got 20 holes below it. You're putting water into this, and it just keeps leaking. And this is the same with your environment, meaning something is destroying your DHA, and something's leaking in your environment, meaning your battery is pretty fucking poor. And the way to actually improve this is just get your skin in the game, get outside. Because when UVB is present, and I think UVB is present from like 9 AM to about 5 PM now in the UK. That's a lot of time to get your vitamin D in. That is the way to build it, not through taking a fucking pill. When we look at supplements, we want to see them as like a pyramid. You want to look at the requirements first, what your body actually needs on a day-to-day basis. So you have sleep, food, hydration, and of course electrolytes, the inputs. And then we'll go on to like section 2, which is to do more like digestion, where you've got utilization, digestion, partitioning, absorption. These are all very critical when it comes to building a physique, especially muscle. Most guys get this wrong. They think, right, if I'm eating more calories, then more muscle. But it comes down to what you can utilize throughout. And if you ain't breaking down and utilizing this food, then it doesn't make sense consuming this food, because it's about how much you can consume and break down, absorb to the best your advantage. Then we have section 3, which is like regulation, recovery, stress, and circadian biology or rhythm. This section pretty much dictates how well your body deals with stresses, how it handles it, and how it utilizes energy throughout. Now, when we look at supplements, I think the problem we have in today's generation, most guys see supplements as a way of building muscle. And that's not what they do. What they do is they improve better performance, better focus, better output, better force production, better recruitment. So if all of that is done right, that improved performance will convert to a better stimulus. Now then, when we have a better stimulus, that's going to improve or create better adaptations. And those adaptations are then going to create better growth. Does that make sense? So I'm not saying supplements don't build muscle. What I'm saying is they improve the signal for a better chance or the ability of creating a better signal for building muscle. Stay with me, do you know what I'm saying here? So that's where I'm going with this. It's never about just take this and you're going to improve. It's about taking something to improve the accuracy of it, what potentially will give you the chance of building more muscle, be due to the signal when it comes to hypertrophy. So all I'm saying is supplements amplify the signal. It doesn't mean they build you more muscle. They build the possibility of creating more muscle due to improving the signal. If you can get better contraction, better force production, better rep quality, and all these things govern that due to your mineral load, then yes, this is going to improve this signal. And we need the signal because this is going to give us the feedback whether this actually worked for us. Does that make sense? And the reality is, most of the problems we face, they're right in front of us when it comes to building muscle. We tend to overcomplicate things. You know, we tend to add more supplements, more pre-workout, more volume. And it's none of that. You know, most of the time it's right in front of you, which we tend to overlook. Sleep being one of them. The amount of guys who come into my coaching space and have to rectify the sleep, as soon as they rectify the sleep, guess what? Natty guys as well, because they have less wiggle room, they tend to have better sleep, better hormone regulation, meaning they function better, they have more energy, more performance. Better sleep will outdo most supplements out there, 100%. Sleep is the godsend. It is the anabolic thing we need. It's the anabolic tool we need to generally give us the best recruitment and everything else. You fix your sleep, you fix majority of the stuff going on internally, I'm telling you. Even fixing the likes of your sodium dosage. Now I'll get into this, but it's all very person dependent, depending on your lifestyle, what you do and so on. But even improving that, you're improving your glucose transport, and this is an essential for nutrient transport delivery. You fix that, you're going to leverage off calories a lot more. And fucking sodium, you get pink salt in the mix. Trust me, you do like 3 to 4 gram a day. It will make the world of difference to your training, believe me. Now, when it comes to hypertrophy, I want you to focus on this stack right here. This ain't no fucking peptide stack. It's very simple. It's been around for fucking decades. And this is hydration, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. I'm going to break down their roles and the importance of these. And yet again, we still overlook it. We opt for pre-workouts thinking, oh, this will give me the pump. Nah, you're missing the key link, so we're going to get into this. Now let's start with sodium. Now sodium to me is the boss when it comes to extracellular, working outside of the cell. And sodium supports many things other than just taste and seasoning, especially my white folks. It improves contraction quality, blood volume, nutrient delivery, plasma volume, force production. Now don't get me wrong, it's not one shoe fits all when it comes to sodium. It all depends on your density, you know, on your frame. Are you enhanced? Your sweat rate, meaning if you live in a lower latitude where you get a lot more sun, chances are you're going to be sweating a lot more. How much you frequently train, you name it. But I think a good base for someone starting off anywhere between 3 to 4 gram of sodium is not bad. And I'll never forget, like, a guy was having problems internally, and I was looking at his mineral status, and his sodium was like a gram, if that. I was like, brother, no wonder you can't get fucking pumps. No wonder you can't fucking get a contraction. And it was due to this. So yeah, don't overlook sodium. Next we have potassium, which is the intracellular boss. This drags the fluid into the cells. We've all heard of potassium by now. This will support the likes of your cellular hydration, glycogen storage, nutrient transport, and contraction quality. The problem I see a lot of guys make is when they ascend the likes of calories, they ain't ascending potassium. And potassium is crucial when it comes to your gaining phases. Like, when potassium is low, most of the time guys struggle to get full. They feel flat, they don't really have pumps, and this is because potassium is low. It's nothing to do with the calories or genetics, it's just the fact potassium is low. Next we have calcium. Now to me, calcium was massively overlooked in my diet, and this was probably due to the experience and the guidance I got given by my ex-coaches and so on, which you can imagine, this was new to me. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about this, I turned my nose up at it. I thought, nah, this shit don't check out. It was only when I implemented it into my peri workout shake drink, you know, I started to see the fruits of my labor from it. My rep quality improved, the force production. Calcium does, it influences these things. And this is vital when it comes to hypertrophy, because this will improve the signal, what we need to build muscle. Like most, we see calcium as bone health only. That is it. When really, it's there for performance physiology as well. Every muscular contraction starts with calcium, believe it or not. So yeah, don't overlook calcium. And then we have magnesium. So see, calcium is like what influences the contraction, and then magnesium is what regulates it. So this will improve your CNS stability, your recovery, your fatigue, your sleep. The mistake I see guys make is, especially on non-training day, they will lower the micronutrients, what drives adaptation. We need magnesium because it pushes the body in a parasympathetic state. It tries to anyway, which helps regulate it. We want to be pushing the body in a more rest and digest state because this is where growth comes. You don't get growth from being in a stressed state, do you? So deploying the likes of magnesium more on rest days makes more sense. But I often find that when guys have poor sleep, high fatigue, more up there, it's because they're lacking magnesium, which you can get from foods, especially like pumpkin seeds as well. So don't overlook magnesium, make sure that it's deployed at all costs, especially on non-training days. All I'm asking is for you guys to focus on real inputs. The same inputs what run the internal system, which will offer you a better return when it comes to performance and everything else. Believe me, watch how things improve. I'm not saying supplements are shit. I think they all have the place. But unfortunately, it's blind leading the blind sometimes. People literally buy something because they've seen the favourite influencer share it on the store and they think, well, I need that. It's about using supplements to your advantage. For example, if you've got a guy in a gaining phase who's whole food maxing, believe me, there's going to come a point where he's at peak bulk. The food is going to be high. That is the inevitable. Sometimes people just can't get whole foods in because they struggle for time due to the lifestyle, etc. But you can utilize certain supplements to still apply the same micronutrient load. So you can use stuff like calcium citrate, potassium citrate to help bulk it out, fill the void, fill the gaps. That is all. You're leveraging with intent and purpose. It makes sense. All I'm basically trying to do is create more awareness and less confusion, so you guys aren't, spending money on stupid shit. Because the underlying principles, they've always mattered. They've never changed though. They've never changed. Electrolytes matter, hydration matters, carbohydrates matter, blood volume matters, force production matters, they all fucking matter. But this order simply matters more than you guys realise. So all I ask is prioritise these things first, and believe me, watch how things level up. But that is it for now. I'll catch you guys on the next one, fellas.